Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check. This is the morning announcements with Bomani Armah. This is August 29th, 2023. We are pouring libations for Ethel Payne. We're introducing our book of the month on Papa's Shoulders, and we are making sure that we shout out all of our favorite writers with our song Rhetoric, just like Frederick. We're going to have a lot of fun with this episode. Make sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Go to the video details for links to anything discussed in the show. Let's get started. 1 2 1 2 3 4. Welcome everyone to the morning announcements. I'ma say my name so you can pronounce it. Bomani Armah. Shout out to early risers. I see who you are. My morning ritual. Thanks for having me over. Start with audio visual dose of Sankofa. My favorite occasions a few moons away. I'm counting rotations to watermelon day. If you're with me this morning, I hope that you're with it. 2 things that I want and 3 ways to get it. Black solidarity, African independence. Honor the ancestors, prepare descendants. 3rd thing you gotta do is love right now. I mean that in every sense and every way you know how. Now throw them up and say what should increase on 1 2 3. Peace. Alright, let's do the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the morning announcements. My name is Bomani Armah. This is Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. We are 339 days away from Watermelon Day at Sankofa. We are here to honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now. Make sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Shout out to all my partners broadcasting the morning announcements, including Bloom Bars, Story Tapestry, Sankofa Video and Books Cafe, Facebook, YouTube. You know what's up. Go to the link in the description to find out more. Let's get into today's libation. Today's libation is for Ethel Payne. Ethel Payne, August 14th, 1911 to May 28th, 1991, an American journalist, editor, and foreign correspondent. Known as the First Lady of the Black Press, she fulfilled many roles over her career, including columnist, commentator, lecturer, and freelance writer. She combined advocacy with journalism as she reported on the civil rights movement during the 1950s and 1960s. First published in the Chicago Defender in 1950, she worked for that paper through the 1970s, becoming the paper's Washington correspondent and an editor for over 25 years. She became the first female African-American commentator employed by a national network when CBS hired her in 1972. Let's hear this quote from Ethel Payne. I stick to my firm, unshakable belief that the Black press is an advocacy press and that I, as a part of that press, can't afford the luxury of being unbiased when it comes to issues that really affect my people, and I plead guilty because I think I'm an instrument of change. Ethel Payne. Let me read that quote again. I stick to my firm, unshakable belief that the Black press is an advocacy press, and that I, as a part of that press, can't afford the luxury of being unbiased. When it comes to issues that really affect my people, I plead guilty because I think that I am an instrument of change. Ethel Payne. One of the first things I learned about journalism was the myth of being unbiased. The truth is, once you've decided that something is news, you have shown a bias. The most trustworthy journalists are honest about their facts and their biases. Their biases are their inspiration. Ethel, like Frederick Douglass and Ida B. Wells before her, was biased towards her community. She wanted the best for her people and used the press to shine a light on all the ways they were being taken advantage of. Thank you, Ethel Payne. Friends, let's pour a libation for Ethel Payne. We'll never forget, so never fear. For homies who ain't here, we pouring out a beer. Because of you, it'll never be the same. We keep saying your name while we pour champagne. For the mothers and the father figures, your flames to flickers, we pouring out some liquor. We're the sons and the daughters of heroes and martyrs. Honor you by pouring out some water. Friends, today's libation is for one Miss Ethel Payne. Thank y'all very much for joining us here for the morning announcements. I want to let you know there are a whole bunch of ways you can help us here at the morning announcements. You can represent for what we are doing. My favorite way for you to do it is to get your Honor the Ancestors merch. All right. Our motto here is
Honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now.
yes, that is the motto here at the morning announcements, where we get ready to start your day Monday through Thursday. Our goal is to keep you motivated as you conquer the world. We
Honor the ancestors
and
reflect on a lesson they've taught us. We
highlight teaching techniques and opportunities to enlighten and encourage the next generation. We also highlight amazing and beautiful things that are happening in our community every day. Remind yourself with the Honor the Ancestors mug and t-shirt. Make sure to go to notarapper.com. You can find out more information about that. Friends, I found this really cool interview with Ethel Payne. I put some music underneath it. You know how I do it here, morning announcements, libation style. Friends, let's listen to the voice of Ethel Louise Payne.
I grew up in Chicago. Chicago, in spite of the fact it was a northern city, it was a very segregated city. The neighborhood that I lived in, that we grew up in, was like a small enclave surrounded by whites. And so it made us a very insulated community and a very strong community because we depended so on each other. It was like one big family. And we went to integrated public schools, but outside of that, we knew that we were in a segregated condition. I was a very adventuresome person, even as a young child. And I was always curious about what was going on in the outside world. And I remember one incident when I used to go across what was later designated as the Maginot Line after the line in World War II, World War I, and that was Newman's Boulevard. And it was almost forbidden to go across this Newman's Boulevard for black children. But I used to go regularly, and I made friends with kids my same age, the 5 to 7-year-olds. And we would play, and I remember that one day I was with my little friends over there, and we were playing in an empty lot, and some other white children came along, and they looked and saw me, the only black among this group, and they started chanting, nigger, nigger, nigger. And so my gang, as innocent as they were, they picked up rocks to start chasing me, and I was running with them because I didn't know what they meant by nigger, nigger, nigger.
Friends, that was the Libation interview with Miss Ethel Louise Payne. Thank y'all very much. I really loved listening to her story about being from an insulated community, but being curious about the outside world, realizing at a young age that she was a journalist because she was curious, but also that she was going to have to advocate for her community because her community was constantly under attack. And this is something she learned at a very young age. So I appreciate y'all being here for that. I want to make sure I introduce y'all to the book of the week. I'm going to come back with more information about this. But this time last year, we were talking about On My Papa's Shoulders by Nikki Daly. If you know me, Baba Bomani, you know that I believe in art integration. So over the next couple of weeks, my daughter and I are going to be doing some work around On My Papa's Shoulders and having some fun bringing it to life. We're probably going to do a diorama. We're definitely going to have a discussion. I'm going to be videotaping it. If you get a chance to, I want you to get your own copy of On My Papa's Shoulders. Don't worry about it. I will put up the link information in the description of this video. That is going to be the book we are going to be working on in the month of September. I really appreciate all the love and support y'all have been giving this project this entire time. All right, friends. Now let's go on to the next thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. I want to make sure y'all understand how y'all can be a part of this. If you're watching this right now live, that means you are watching my recording that is happening on my Patreon page. On my Patreon page, I will record 4 episodes at once, and then use those episodes. I'll chop them up and play them on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You are more than welcome to join me as I record these videos. I'm really excited about having an audience that I can talk to. This is basically my Sunday mornings. This is my meditation. This is how I get ready for the week. So thank you to everybody who's watching right now. Next week, if you come and join me on Sunday, we are going to be introducing 4 new people that we are doing libations for. We will be doing libations for Charles Hamilton Houston, Dinah Washington, Richard Wright, and Sojourner Truth. That's going to be next Sunday, September the 3rd, 2023. I hope you join. In order to do that, you have to join my Patreon page. For as little as $3, you can be a part of my Patreon family, be a part of the hype crew. I'm going to let you know more about the interviews I got coming up. I got James and Zudeka Terrell. I got all my favorite artists and teaching artists are going to come onto my Patreon page and impart some wisdom to my small audience of 5 people right now. But by the end of September, I plan on having 20 people doing it. Okay. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I think that's what we're going to do. You know something? I'm going to talk about the Frederick Douglass Writing Club a little bit more tomorrow. But to make sure we end on a really good note talking about the importance of journalism, I'm going to play my Rhetoric Like Frederick music video for you. I usually do a setup for it, but I'm going to play this song in memory of Ethel Payne because she obviously was a fan of Frederick Douglass the same way I am. Here we go. Baba Bomani, BabaGapBars.com. Rhetoric, the use of persuasive language. Nobody was better at rhetoric than Frederick Douglass.
You can have rhetoric just like Frederick.
Rhetoric, just like Frederick. Rhetoric, just like Frederick. Rhetoric, just like Frederick. Rhetoric, just like Frederick. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, power make them count. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick,
just like Frederick.
He was many things, including a biographer. America was on trial. He's the stenographer, key witness, and prosecuting attorney. He took the whole world on a slavery journey. Became a voice for the voiceless, enslaved Africans faced with hard choices. Back when they thought former slaves couldn't be literate, destroyed the myths that the masses were considerate. Blew you away with vocabulary, above ordinary, distinguished dignitary, emissary, representing for black pain, deep and philosophical or simple and plain. You know you got a story, are you telling it? Don't ever think your story isn't relevant. Like Douglas, tell your own narrative, so you can have rhetoric just like Frederick. Rhetoric, 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 what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, power make them count. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick,
just like Frederick.
1847, he started the North Star. At the time, black newspapers were bizarre. He felt he had to use his freedom of the press. Those who suffer injustice are those who must demand redress. He appreciated white abolitionists, but thought former slaves should tell what the mission is. They pushed forward their efforts, sold copies through networks, turned readers to experts. Then he teamed up with Martin Delaney, who was astute, that's another word for brainy. He thought the publication should be named for his creator, so the name became the Frederick Douglass Papers. What's the story in your world? Are you telling it? Don't ever think your story isn't relevant. Telling your story is imperative, so you can have rhetoric just like Frederick. Rhetoric, 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 what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, power make them count. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick, keyboard out your mouth. Rhetoric, what you talking about? Just like Frederick,
just like Frederick.
He used his skills to write and perform speeches. That's readings out loud that inspires and teaches. Before the Civil War, few had seen before a black orator on a nationwide tour. When it comes to speeches, he might be the GOAT. From slave abolition to the women's right to vote. Good speeches are the art of storytelling, presenting arguments in a way that's compelling. Look at the titles, they tell you no lie. Like what to the slave is the 4th of July. The hypocrisy of American slavery. Giving these speeches showed poise and bravery. What's your message to the world? Are you telling it? Don't ever think your message is irrelevant. Write your words down and then start yelling it. You can have rhetoric just like Frederick. Rhetoric. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? Rhetoric. I answer just like a deal that reveals to him more than all of the days of the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he's the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a shame. Your boast of liberty, an unholy license. Your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings with all your religious parade and solemnity. Mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy. A thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. Friends, that was Rhetoric, Just Like Frederick by yours truly. My dedication to all the ways that Frederick Douglass used words to change the world. Thank you very much. I've only got one thing left to do with my program today, and that is to play the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson. Here we go. Friends, that was Lift Every Voice and Sing, the Black National Anthem by J. Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. There are 3 things that I need you to do today.
Honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, and love right now.
Friends, when I count to 3, everybody say peace, throw up the deuces, and I will see you tomorrow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Peace.
Hold it now, melon is sweet, the water is life. So every time we meet, I'ma give you a slice, cause I'm the watermelon man. I'm the watermelon man. I got the juice and plant the seeds. I reap the fruit and give you what you need, cause I'm the watermelon man. I'm the watermelon man. It's the watermelon man, reppin' red, black, and green. The county of PG sends you greetings from